You talked about Larry Wheel. You defeated him. What was his reaction after that?
So I saw him the first time, his shoulder was size of my head.
All cheering for Larry Wheels, and there was nobody cheering for you.
For me, there was nothing to lose.
Your death stare is also very, very, very famous.
That's your USP.
What was your Zidd moment?
People at home will say, इससे खेलने से क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
You mentioned people using drugs, people using steroids.
It's been there. It's there. When you go for a national championship, you can see inside the bathroom, you can see syringes. 2 years ago, Pro Panja league also came.
Yeah.
That's when I got injured. I tore my bicep and forearm tendon during a match.
Oh.
So those accidents like this happen.
Hi Rahul.
Hi.
Welcome to Beyond Muscle episode 7. I'm Anubhav and this is Gagan.
Thank you for inviting me here. My pleasure to be with you. Thanks.
So let me begin by asking you, who is Rahul Panicker?
So I am an arm wrestler. I am widely known around as an arm wrestler. So I've been doing arm wrestling since 20 years now. So since 2004, I started arm wrestling. My arm wrestling, first arm wrestling I saw in 2003. Then I started going to gym in 2004 and I started arm wrestling from there. So inside the arm wrestling community, I was popular quite for 20 years I've been doing, so I was popular there. But I think you guys and the public know me because you have seen a video of me beating Larry Wheels, so that video went viral. That's how the other people outside the community came to know about me. So I'm basically a software engineer also. So I work for an IT company. So that's what basic introduction about me that I can give you.
I think you started arm wrestling back in 2004, you said? 20 years back. So I think that time nobody knew about arm wrestling in India,
Yes.
right? So you actually started it. You are the GOAT, you are the OG, correct? So in this space, and that is why I think people respect you. So we just want to understand your story, like when did you start? Whom do you that time look up to? Like, was there any specific coach? Was there any specific inspiration? Who told you about arm wrestling? Tell us that story.
Actually, arm wrestling was there way back before when I started arm wrestling. So actually, the game was not popular like it is now, because now it is becoming popular, very popular. So in 2004, I'll say my journey of how I started arm wrestling first. So we used to be a group of friends in school. So they used to go to gym. I was the shortest of them. I was the smallest kid in school when I was in 11th and 12th. Okay. So they used to go. All of them used to go to gym. So the gym was near the school. So there was arm wrestling. In that gym, there was arm wrestling. There were professional arm wrestlers who competed during those days. There was no social media or something like that, so they could promote themselves, and nobody knew. Only the community, arm wrestling community, knew about arm wrestling. It was like that. So my friends, they went to the gym and they saw they were seeing supernatural people, because they were lean people, they were big people, and they were crazy strong. That is, 3 of my friends together pulling the hands, they won't move. It was like that. And then,
these were like maybe national champions?
Yeah, they were national champions.
Can you name any if you remember?
I'll name my coach itself. His name is Sajeesh. So
Okay.
I am a big fan of him. So there used to be different styles of arm wrestling then. Some people used to be lightning fast, some people used to be... So my friends, they come from the gym, they come to the school and they do arm wrestling, and they used to say these stories. Like they are like this, they are like that. So I was wondering, what is this? I also wanted to see that. So in 2004, I was in 12th standard, and then I also joined gym. That's when I saw this arm wrestling for the first time. Everybody used to beat me then. I was small and I just started my training. So gradually, but I liked this game very much. So I couldn't leave it. My friends all left arm wrestling. I think if they continued, they would have been better.
Yeah.
So for everything, I think the consistency is the key. If you keep losing, you keep falling down, you get up and you do it again. That's what my principle was about. So that's how I started. Basically, I started arm wrestling that way. So my family history, I will say my father and his 4 brothers are there. My father himself is a national powerlifting champion.
Wow.
So my father's brothers, one of them was a coach of Indian weightlifting team. And everyone was into sports, kabaddi, weightlifting, powerlifting. The sports was there, but actually I remember I had a home gym in my home way back when I was in 7th standard, 8th standard, and my father used to scold me and make me do.
Lovely.
But I wasn't interested at all in that then.
Of course.
So my father used to go and play shuttle. He was a shuttle player also. He was a university champion in that. So when he asked me to go to gym and work out. He goes for shuttle. I used to go to the gym. I used to sleep on the treadmill with the alarm. I know the exact time my father is coming back. When he comes back, I did
something.
Yeah. It was, my interest was like that only.
Yeah.
But later on, when I saw arm wrestling, it was like I wanted to do this. See, I knew I was not that strong, but I really wanted to do this. I saw my first competition in 2005. So I participated in that.
Next year only you participated?
Yes.
Within 1 year of training?
Yes. So next year I participated, but I didn't win anything. I was able to beat one guy. I even remember his name now. His name was Selvaraj. So I haven't seen Selvaraj.
Selvaraj, if you're watching this.
I don't know. I haven't seen him since then. Okay. So I beat him. Only one person I was able to beat. Then I was beaten by my own friend. His name is Ronnie.
Okay.
So that's how I got eliminated. Then the next time, then I went to college. Okay. I did my engineering in Coimbatore, Amrita Institute. I did my college there. So then when I went to college, I used to arm wrestle with all of them. So the big guys used to come. I used to arm wrestling. They looked me like I looked my. I told no, many people inspired me like I saw in the gym. The college students looked me. My college friends looked me like that. How he's so thin, he's so lean, but he's beating everyone like this.
Yeah.
So then in 2000, the next year I think so, 2006, I again participated. I got the opportunity to participate in a district competition, and I won the second place.
Okay.
So it's like this in arm wrestling. Like you will participate in the district level first. So if you need to qualify to the state level, you need to be first or second. So the first 2 places will go for the state championship. Level. And then if you need to qualify for the nationals, the first 2 from the states will go for the nationals. And it's a category-wise game, okay?
Yeah.
So you have seen me arm wrestling with many big people, but it's not like that. That's for the open competition, open challenge competition or something like that. So it's basically a category-wise game. I used to play in the 65, 70 weight categories back then.
Back then also?
Yeah.
Okay.
65, 70. I played in 75 also sometimes. So the weight keeps on changing, man.
Yeah.
So I am the same weight right now also.
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you've been the same weight consistently for over what?
20
years? Yeah.
20. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's commendable.
So people ask me, do I take a diet or something? It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
I just like to do workout for say if I go to the gym, I do workout for at least 3 hours. Otherwise, I feel like something is missing.
Yeah.
So, as I told, in the district championship, I got my first medal. That was my first medal. I got second place. Then I got placed to the state. I got an opportunity to play the states. So, I played the state and I got a medal there. I was able to beat a national champion there in the state. Nobody expected me to do that because I was new guy there. So, that nationals I couldn't play. Because I was studying that time, so I couldn't go leaving my studies. Also, that time, see when you see people will say, even people at home will say, इससे खेलने से क्या फर्क पड़ता? Because what's the use of playing this? Because back then, arm wrestling was not known to anyone. It was like that.
Right.
The only thing what I had is that something was burning. I need to become some good arm wrestler. I just needed to play, not to achieve something, but
just
some
for the
kind
love
of
of the
happiness
game.
we get from
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's all. So it was like that my first time. Then the next time, I think it was in 2009, when I again qualified the district, state, and I qualified for the nationals. Then I went for the nationals.
Okay.
So my father also came with me. It was in Mizoram. And I saw the national championship. It was a huge championship. So it was inside an indoor stadium. And I remember the first meeting with one guy. So I was very eager. When I see somebody similar to my weight, I would go and ask, which weight are you playing? Yeah, like that. Some muscular guys also are there. I was lean. Okay. So I I went and spoke with one guy. His name is Sheikh Muhammad or something. I don't remember. So Sheikh Omar. Okay.
Sheikh Omar,
Sorry. Okay. So I saw him first. I saw he's almost my weight and he's like looking like a bodybuilder. He's very muscular. I went and talked to him. So which weight are you? I'm 70. Okay. No, I'm 65. He's in 65. Okay. 65. And he was a champion previous time.
Okay.
And when I saw who, I thought, let him come last. Like that. But that's the mentality until I enter the stage.
Yeah.
But once I enter the stage, something happens and that mentality changes completely. I don't know. Everyone says that also to me.
Yeah, true.
So I enter the stage. The first opponent is him. So I managed to beat him. Then, but I couldn't finish first place. I was second. I was placed second in my category. The first place was a guy from Assam. His name was Punakon, I think so. So that's what about my first national championship. So from 2004 to 2009, I won my first national medal in 2009.
Okay.
From then on, I hardly missed some nationals, but I tried to go for every national. Every state championship I participated and I won. From the next time, I was winning gold every time. Oh. So from after that, so arm wrestling was not yet that popular. In 2014 or 15, I think, it was not a government approved game. It was not approved by the Sports Council of Kerala or something.
Okay.
So in 2015 or 16, I don't remember correctly, it became a government recognized game. So many youngsters started coming into the game because of the benefits from the game, like grace mark and things like that.
Yes.
So
earlier, who was organizing these events?
It is being organized by Kerala State Arm Wrestling Association, which from then was under the Kerala State Sports Council.
Okay.
So it came under the Sports Council after the recognition.
Okay.
So many youngsters started to pour in, and in 2004, I remember the district championship, state championship, everything could be conducted inside a small gym.
Yeah.
But the scenario changed completely when it became recognized. The number of people became 500. Now, the recent state championship, there were at least 1,300 players.
Oh, wow. That's
so it became that much popular. Now, recently, 2 years ago, Pro Panja League also came.
Yeah.
It started becoming so popular everywhere that even if you go for a local championship, there are at least 500 people coming.
Yeah.
Thanks to Pro Panja League. Everyone wants to come into that.
Interesting.
So arm wrestling has come.
Arm wrestling ko I think Pro Panja League, what they have done, they have actually
they
put
have
it in the
taken
mainstream.
it to the next level. They have taken it because arm wrestling, for the first time, it was shown on TV.
Yeah.
In Sony Sports through Pro Panja League. 20 days it was live. 20 or 25 days it was live. Every evening from 6 to 9, my house, every people there sat in front of the TV for watching Pro Panja League.
Also, I think in this particular sport, because the duration is very short, the engagement would be very high, right? Because I think there are 5 rounds or 3 rounds.
Pro Panja League, every main matches are 5 rounds. Best
5
of
rounds.
5 it is.
Okay.
But if you win the first 3 rounds, it's over.
Obviously.
You get all the points.
Of course.
And there is a challenger round. That is, if I think that I can beat him within 10 seconds, I can call for the challenger round.
Okay.
So they'll call for the challenger round. What will happen? If I beat him within 10 seconds, my team will get 10 points.
Oh, okay.
So
from the same category, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
same category of
It's
weight.
category wise only.
Okay.
The other team member will also be my same weight category.
Same weight. Got it.
But the only condition is it has to be within 10 seconds.
No, this particular round. That is challenger round. If I didn't beat him in 10 seconds, the opposite team will get the 10 points.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So either you don't challenge, or if you're challenging,
Yeah,
you must
that's
win.
a risk that I take.
So
even if a foul happens, I lose the points.
Oh, okay.
So we have to be so careful. So that's.
So is this only in Pro Panja?
Yeah, this is in Pro Panja.
Okay. Yes. Otherwise, okay. Not for say like a state level or national. Okay.
State level is like a tournament. It is.
Got
Tournament is different. That is, there will be 30-40 people in a category. They will fight against each other. There will be winners pool, losers pool. 2 times if you lose, you're out.
Of course. Okay.
So it's like that. It goes like that, and 2 people will come into the final. The other one will be placed third. Rest all will be eliminated. It's a tournament.
Got it.
Pro Panja League is not like that. So I am one team, and you are one team. So our team is playing tomorrow. So that last day, the previous day, they will decide which all categories I am playing, which all categories you are playing. So that will be toss based, I think so.
Okay.
So like that. So each team has to get maximum points on that day. That's the. Then it's a team game actually.
Okay. So according to you, how is the entire arm wrestling situation in India? Is it growing because of leagues like Pro Panja League, or the national level of tournaments that are happening? Are they being also advertised in a better way so that people are getting more and more access to it?
Yes. Actually, after the coming of Pro Panja League,
Things have changed now.
Things have drastically changed.
Oh, okay.
The league has become more popular because we can see the rush. Because there was a qualifier before the Pro Panja League. So everybody has to participate to get the rankings done before the Pro Panja League.
Okay.
So in 70 kg category, I think there was 100 to 120 people competing in my category alone.
Okay.
So it was then. Now again it has changed. Now if they conduct a qualifier now, I think there will be 300 people in one category maybe. Now the state championship, we can see that in the state championship now 1,300 people came. In the district championship there were 800 people because that is open in a district championship.
Okay.
So that much everybody wants to join, somehow come into the Pro Panja League.
Okay.
So because it's going to be a big game like the ISL, IPL, the Pro Kabaddi League, etc.
Yeah.
So everyone has that belief that it will
Reach that level.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you are playing for, I believe, the Rohtak team.
Yes. My team is Rohtak Rowdies.
Rohtak Rowdies.
Yes.
So did you win? Your team won the last Pro Panja League?
No, our team reached till the semi-finals. That's when I got injured.
Okay.
So I tore my bicep and forearm tendon during a match.
Oh.
So these accidents like this happen. So after that I couldn't play. So our team lost after the semi-final. We reached till the semi-finals.
Okay. I think which brings me to the next question, because you spoke about your injury also, right? Nutrition and how you go about it during your off days versus during your competition. If you could just let us know about that.
Okay. Until 2017, I never used any supplements or something like that, even protein powder, because I thought that this protein powder, creatine and everything is like steroids. So
that's the general thought of somebody.
Thought,
I'm sure.
So that was my thought. But after 2017, somehow I started getting the knowledge that it's not like that. I started getting the right knowledge, right inputs.
And this was through internet or through a coach or through a peer?
Yeah, through many sources.
Okay.
Through internet, through coaches.
Okay.
Through my sister is a doctor.
Oh, wow. Lovely.
She's also using supplements.
Oh, nice.
So she's not doing any sport.
But she's consuming
Yes,
supplements in some form or the other.
So through various sources, I also wanted to learn.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, I've been looking to manage my nutrition also well.
Okay.
So I am not that well educated in nutrition. So what I do is I ask my sister, or I have nutritionist friends. I ask them, and before taking any supplement, I ask the recommendation, and then only I take it. So basically, during off seasons, I try to take protein from food sources, mainly, also from supplement sources also. Also, yeah, I keep the nutrition well, but I always ask for recommendations. I always take advices from others because I'm not well educated in that area. That's why.
Got it.
Yeah.
So this was the off season, and when it comes to the, when you're preparing for your competitions.
Preparing for the competition, I'll say about the league. That was the latest competition that I prepared for.
Right.
So I took the supplements, like I took multivitamins, a fish oil, then creatine, and then whey protein. These were the 4 basic supplements that I took. Then I got a checkup of my vitamin D through my blood tests, and I got to know that it was in the border.
Yeah.
So I had
D3,
to take,
vitamin D3.
Yeah, yes.
That's a general problem in India. People are very low on vitamin D3.
Right. So I took supplements for that.
Yeah.
And some calcium supplements also I took.
And this is how many weeks or months before the competition?
2 months,
Okay.
3 months. That's the normal training schedule. 3 months. 3 months.
Because that's your extreme strenuous training that you guys
Yes.
end up doing. Okay, got it.
We guys never stop the training. Okay.
Of course.
We continuously train like this, but give more importance to the diet and nutrition just 3-4 months before the competition to be in Pakka good form. Okay. We never stop the training. We always train, keep training. We have no off season.
I'm sure.
Every time there is a match, local match coming up, everyone will go and participate there.
Understood.
So if you have to maybe recommend top 3 supplements to a person who wants to get into a sport like this, or want to basically, he's like a normal gym goer.
Actually, sports in general.
Right. So if you can mention like top 3 recommendations from your end in terms of supplements.
I think creatine is a good supplement that will give you a little strength and endurance also.
Yeah.
And I would recommend a vitamin, because everybody is deficient.
Yeah.
So vitamin supplement is required. Also something for the joints.
Yeah.
Maybe fish oil, etc. Then if it's difficult to manage protein intake with food only.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So a protein supplement would be especially easy for us.
Especially for vegetarians.
Yeah.
That's a big task.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. And I think with I'd like to add, with when it comes to multivitamins and fish oil, I think what I've observed in India, at least when I've spoken to a number of consumers, it's more of preventive. Like when you end up having some problem is when actually people start taking multivitamins or a fish oil. Like somebody starts having a joint pain, they start taking fish oil then. Ideally, it should be much before, like, at a younger age, you should start consuming multivitamins and, fish oil. Yes. Because the kind of food that we eat usually, and the way we cook it, a lot of the nutrition goes away because of the way we, tadka jisko bolte hain, right?
Right.
Usme most of the nutrients actually go away. So I think that's one thing that one should always have, as part of the supplement stack. Multivitamin and fish oil, that's a go-to supplement to keep. Yeah.
So in terms of we talked about diet. Can you also tell us more on how you train? Specifically, there are two types of training, I'm assuming. One is, what a normal guy like me will do in the gym, right? Lifting weights, cardio. There is this arm wrestling specific training. So can you take us through, do you have a mix of both? Or do you, like, there are certain days you only focus on arm wrestling strategies or techniques, how do you manage your training basically? If you can shed some light on that.
I train specifically for arm wrestling. So I'll give an example. If I'm training for the chest tomorrow, I'll try to incorporate chest training in a way that it gives an edge on my arm wrestling.
Okay.
So in arm wrestling, there are certain positions that you can use your chest muscle. So I train that way so that I can use my chest muscle for arm wrestling. So that's the method of training.
That is very interesting.
Yeah,
to
actually.
hear.
So basically, you've seen a pec tech.
Yeah, flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The machine like this.
Correct.
Right, correct.
So that's very much related to arm wrestling.
Got it.
So you can actually push one's hand like this.
Yeah.
Towards the center like this.
Right.
So that will block some pressure to what he's giving towards the back.
Okay.
So that's an example that I got. So the same pec tech, I don't do pec tech on a pec tech machine. What I do is I put a table, there's a crossover, I put a table, I put the cable in my hand height, and then I push it towards like this.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So that's actually working for my chest,
interesting.
but through my hands.
Got it.
So basically arm wrestling, no? I'm using my chest, but I am using my chest because of my arms.
Understood.
Through my arms.
Understood.
So I'll give another example. I do pull-ups, but I prefer doing pull-ups on a towel.
Okay. Okay, got it.
To work on the grip.
Got it.
So most people in the gym looks at me like this. Why he's doing on a towel?
Yeah.
It's because of this, because it will work on your grip. Anyway, I'm doing pull-ups.
Yeah.
If I do on a towel,
Yeah.
it's going to work on my grip and my forearm.
Got it.
And when I pull-ups, I'm working on my lats. But through my grip, I like to work through my fingers.
Got it. Interesting.
So that's the way. So I try to incorporate everything like that.
I'm really excited to know now, how do you train arms when it is legs day? Like,
In arm wrestling, we use leg also, okay?
But that's the base, right?
Yeah,
That
that's
has
the
to
base.
be.
that way, I thought maybe
I have
you have some
seen-
innovative way of using maybe, a leg workout and how it is helping you.
Guys, never skip leg day. Just FYI. Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen some players, this leg muscle tearing after arm wrestling.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
But wait, how is that possible?
Yeah, they unknowingly we put so much pressure, no?
Yeah,
We don't. Sometimes in arm wrestling, some people tend to lift off their legs and kick on the table and use that pressure also.
Oh, okay.
See, that's so much pressure that they unknowingly do.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
So you recommend working on the entire body.
Yes.
So do you specifically also train your legs?
I specifically train my legs, but this way for arm wrestling, there is no method that I could incorporate on my legs. So I do normal leg training only.
Leg training.
Also, I do some explosive training. Like I used to do boxing sometime.
Okay.
So some training which I got from boxing, I do it on my leg day also.
Okay.
It helps in getting endurance also.
Endurance, yeah, that's very important because we were talking earlier and you mentioned how endurance is so important in this sport that it can either make you a winner or just,
In arm wrestling, not like boxing. Boxing, the endurance is there. In arm wrestling, important endurance is the managing the muscle fatigueness. Okay? Because you're continuously using this.
True.
Your muscles, all that lactic acid,
Yeah.
and your muscle gets fatigue.
Yeah.
So for endurance training in arm wrestling, there is another way of training. That is what I do, I'll say. Because there is no specific method written anywhere that one should train. It's in bodybuilding that you have the basic method that is written somewhere. Okay, in arm wrestling, it's not like that. I train based on my experience. So in arm wrestling, what I do is I take 2 positions and hold it there for 50 seconds. Leave it. I drop the weight, then again go.
Okay.
Drop the weight, again go.
Okay.
Drop the weight, again go. It's like we both are playing. My level is 100. See, imagine that it's a video game, okay? My level is 100, your level is 100. I am in a position with you. My level should decrease slowly than your level.
Yeah.
That makes my endurance better. Makes me a winner.
Yeah.
So I train in that way, that idea.
So a lot of the exercises, particularly when it comes to arm wrestling that you've mentioned, I feel somehow you've incorporated by experimenting a lot, right? They don't come across as standard exercises for a sport like arm wrestling. Is that true?
Yeah, right.
So it's specific. That's what you've come up with, and that's what you've developed and understood that this really helps you maybe train your arm better or make your increases your endurance.
Yes.
Got it.
Something I developed, and also I take references. See, there is Engin Terzi is one champion arm wrestler that I follow.
Okay.
So I watch his videos. I incorporate something. I take references from there. I incorporate that in my own way here. And see, till 2019, I would say I knew nothing about arm wrestling. Now, I would say. In 2019, I didn't know that I didn't know anything about arm wrestling. That's when I got the opportunity to participate in the World Championship.
Okay.
So then I realized there is so much more that I should learn. 2019 means then 2004 I started 15 years since arm wrestling. I knew nothing. So...
but still you were winning.
Winning here, but not outside. There was no way that I could win outside with the knowledge that I had in 2019. So after going for that World Championship, I experienced many things. That is, nobody told me, but when you grip somebody, I feel pressure coming from this side, that side. How I was thinking how it was coming. So I came back and I incorporated. I tried to get those pressures through my training.
Got it.
So that improved my game a lot. If I had 15 years of arm wrestling experience in 2019, if I had gone to arm wrestle Larry Wheels then in 2019, he would definitely have beaten me. But after 2019, my training ideology changed.
Right.
My peak was going like this.
Yeah.
And so, but that was fruitful for the youngsters also over here.
Right.
Everything started changing then.
So you talked about 2019 was your first international championship, correct? After that, how many international championship you actually participated in?
After 2019, what happened? Then there was only one more state championship, I guess, or national championship. Then after that, Corona started. So all the competitions around the world has stopped. So there were no competitions at all. But that time, all the gyms were closed. Everything was closed. But why? For me, it was one of the most crucial training times. Because I managed to set up a gym at my home. And I trained regularly. Anyway, I'm staying at home only. My training was very much regular. I improved drastically from the lessons that I learned from 2019. I tried to improve very much, and that did. Right. And after that, only I got that opportunity to participate, to go to Dubai.
Okay, the infamous Larry Wheels incident. Right. Yes.
So I believe that during the Corona time, during the Corona time, I trained hard. So that's why I could go there and I could show off.
That incident was like, I think it took everyone.
Basically, exploded the internet.
Exactly.
Because
it went viral.
Larry Wheels, obviously, a lot of people in India follow him, right? You going to Dubai, and I believe you went there on a work trip.
Yeah, I went there for a work trip.
And you ended up being in the same gym through common friends or people that you know?
Actually, in 2017, I went to Dubai for the first time. That time there was a UAE wide championship there.
Oh, okay.
So there, how the championship happens. Here, I'm competing in the 70 kilogram category. But
Right.
there, how it is there are only two weight categories:
Okay.
85 and plus 85.
Okay.
So when I went there the next week, there was UAE championship. It was an open competition. Anybody from the world could come and participate there. So I came to know about the championship, and nobody knew me there.
Right.
That was my first viral video, okay? But not this much viral, but first viral, okay?
Of course.
For me, the first viral video maybe.
Okay.
So in 2017, what happened? I went there. I was small, I was thin. I went there. I became first in the 85 kg category in that championship. And I was able to beat one big guy. He was screaming a lot in the camera and all. That alone made the video viral. Okay, and I was very quiet. I'm normally very quiet.
You have that death stare that you don't give any expressions. You just look at the
Directly
opponent.
into the eyes.
Yeah.
So from then I had good connections with the UAE arm wrestling community and all. I had good friends there, so very close friends there. So after Larry Wheels coming to the UAE, Dubai, arm wrestling, he used to every week he used to add arm wrestling videos to his vlog in YouTube. So he used to invite people from other places, the other big arm wrestlers come there, they train with him, they show training, they pull with him, etc. So I always wanted to go to Dubai from then on. And my friends kept on calling me, you come here and train here for some days. Like that's when I got the opportunity to go to Dubai from office. So I went there. Then they told me that you might have a super match with Larry Wheels. So just come prepared, they told me. I was always prepared, I'm always prepared. But coming into a super match, there are things that we don't train. We take at least 10 days rest before an arm wrestling match.
Okay.
Like no training at all?
No training at all. Some muscle memory type of training will be there. That's all. We'll drop heavy weights in the last month. For the last month, it will be medium range weights. Then for the last 10 days, it will be only muscle memory kind of training. The muscles have to recover, the tendons have to recover completely. So that's when you can show your peak performance on the table. So normally when I go to gym during practice, now everybody meets me. They think that okay, now I'm good. But when they come to the competition, it's the ulta.
You see a different side of you, which is obviously okay.
So I was little prepared. If I get a chance for a match with him, I will obviously try to win.
Yeah.
I was thinking like that. But when I saw him the first time, his shoulder was size of my head. Okay?
Of course, yeah. The guy is huge. Yeah.
He's like 6'5".
I don't know.
I think so.
But
He's
But
like
he's massive. He's
130 kilos or something maybe.
130 kilos. I think he's above 6 feet.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Huge man.
Yeah. So
And
I had
probably his arm is also is longer than yours. That also makes a difference.
Very muscular also.
Yeah.
Very strong person also. But I got an opportunity to play with him. For me, there was nothing to lose.
Yeah, of course.
I played my game.
Yeah.
But luckily, something happened because first two matches I lost.
Yeah. You lost the first two rounds,
That
right?
was the viral part of that video.
Right,
I think.
Correct.
Then coming back from there.
That recovery was amazing. Like
It was like a typical, the way you see in Bollywood movies, right? From 2 to 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
So I think my endurance training paid.
Yes, I think so. And I think when I saw the video, I've seen it a couple of times. The people around the table who were there to witness it were all cheering for Larry Wheels, and there was nobody cheering for you. Obviously, I'm pretty sure the people over there in the gym didn't know who you were, but it was so amazing to see when you won the last 3 rounds and these guys continued to cheer for Larry, and then all of them went silent.
Yeah, obviously because they are more connected to Larry.
Of course,
they are
of
his
course.
friends. But I had some friends there.
Uh-huh.
After losing the first 2 rounds, actually I was a little. I cannot. But one of my friends were there. His name is Faijaz. Okay.
Okay.
So he actually mentally boosted me. He told me, "You are not like how you are in the stage in India or somewhere else. Where is that fire? He asked me that. Suddenly, suddenly something happened.
Right.
See, I'll do something like that. I came back on the table for the third round.
Right.
It really happened like that.
Oh, this was after losing the first
Yes,
two.
first 2
oh,
rounds.
interesting.
And I think in the last round, Larry also committed a foul, right? He was trying to like somehow ditch, and then I think
Yeah, I think I was trying to pin him. So I think, a foul happened. Then a rematch occurred and it
then
went to
you
the
won.
straps.
Right.
yes.
Then
right.
I won. Yes.
Nice. So obviously we're talking about arm wrestling. As a kid, I was I think 10 or 12 years old when I first saw the movie Over the Top, where Sylvester Stallone was on arm wrestling. This guy is struggling to make it in life, is a truck driver, and is good at arm wrestling, and how he wins competitions, and. So have you seen that movie as well?
Yeah, I have seen. All the arm wrestlers have seen that movie.
I think it's one of the epic movies back in the day, where I think post that movie, I think we as boys, like in school, we started arm wrestling because there was so much of influence of Sylvester Stallone back then, and that
to
movie,
impress girls.
maybe, or just to show who's the alpha, in the room, right? So yeah, I think I'll go back home again and watch the movie today.
You talked about Larry Wheel, right? So, as famous as he is, you defeated him. What was his reaction after that?
Yeah, his reaction after that, to me, it was like he was very down to earth then. So he accepted his defeat then. So, and people were surprised, obviously, all of them.
Right, correct.
But then the next week, we had practice session. He tried to learn things from me. So I helped him. I told him whatever new things I knew.
Interesting.
Yes.
So, can we expect a rematch anytime soon?
I don't know. What?
So, I also saw another video from Larry Wheel, and there was this rematch, and I think you lost. What was that about?
So actually, a super match or a match, what I see it is, so there is a certain amount of preparation that you need before a match. Actually, that was a practice match that I would say. The first one was not like that. I was
Prepared.
given prior notice that the match is happening. You come there, I'll play. Okay. The next time, I walked into the gym casually and I played with him. So the video came out as a heading as a rematch. Even I was surprised, but it was that way. Okay. So like I said, before a match, how a player prepares. That is, we take at least 10 days of rest. Okay. So that day, the rematch incident that you told me, I walked into the gym, but the previous day, I worked out like hell.
Okay.
Then I went into the gym.
Understood.
Okay. So you should expect that even a beginner should beat me.
Okay.
That happens even during practice, no?
Right.
Beginners means some people
Right.
who are learning arm wrestling, juniors, they beat me. Okay. So I'm not saying that he can't beat me and all, but that rematch quote, I don't think.
I think whenever
You will not call it a rematch.
Yeah, I will not call it a rematch.
yeah.
Maybe he can, we'll let him, but I will not call it a rematch.
So, talking about the training styles, you mentioned that there are different styles, right? We were discussing that there is top roll, there is hook, right, and there is press. What kind of style do you use? Number one. Second, like you said, there is weight category. And there is again arm, right arm, left arm, right? So, can you tell us which arm do you like normally compete with?
Firstly, I'll talk about the styles in arm wrestling. There are three styles, I'll say. Yeah, the top roll, the hook, and the press.
Okay.
Okay, I am basically known as a top roller.
Okay.
So what does a top roll mean? Means it's actually using your pronation more.
Okay.
It's pronation.
Okay.
So imagine that somebody is holding my hand. I am pronating and flopping his wrist like this.
Oh, you're opening up the wrist.
Yes, I am
Okay.
opening his wrist. So for that, I use my pronation movement
Okay.
along with my back pressure. Back pressure means the ability to pull back.
Pull back. Okay. So you're opening the person's wrist and you're opening his.
Yes, bicep.
Okay. Got it.
So that's basically called a top roll.
Oh, interesting.
And there is another technique called hook. So for that, people normally do is that's the just opposite of top roll is supination.
Okay.
Top roll is pronation, hook is basically supination and cupping. Okay. And you attack in various styles. While you're in hook, you may do a press.
Okay.
While you're in hook, you may do a drag with the bicep and the lats.
Okay. Interesting.
So there are various ways of performing these techniques. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So that's the basic thing, technique in arm wrestling.
Okay.
Then talking about the hand thing. So basically, there is a right-handed competition where champion in the right hand would emerge. So I am a champion in the right hand only.
Okay.
So I don't because I don't know if you know, my left hand by birth it is shorter than my right hand lengthwise.
Okay.
And by bone wise this part is a little shorter.
Oh.
If you don't mind,
At least
can you
this,
just like extend.
At least this short. Okay.
Guys, if you can just zoom in and. Oh wow. Oh wow. Interesting.
So that's why see basically my coach he asked he's thinking that I'll get injured. That's why he says don't compete for the left hand. And I have some mobility issues as well for the left arm because it's like this. So I'm not able to do some exercises, but I manage. Yeah.
Of course.
But to show to my students that it doesn't matter. I have competed with my left hand in the district level championship, and I have won medals there.
Lovely.
So that was just to show. Once I did that, and during practice also I do some left hand pulling. Safe.
Nice.
Because it's very vulnerable to injury.
Does that impact your overall performance when it comes to when you're competing?
Actually, it does.
Does
Because see normally my left hand has some mobility issues.
Okay.
So it affects in the training, but I have adapted to a training method for my own ways. So I'll talk about an incident that happened, how the condition of my left arm.
Okay.
I'll talk about that. Like in 2023, I was training for my Asian championship.
Okay.
So I was training as usual. I did every exercises. I used to climb ropes, everything I do. So one day suddenly I started getting a pain here, severe pain. So I thought that just 1 month before the Asian championship, so I thought that it's a dislocation that has happened because I couldn't move my hand. So what I did, I was thinking it's a dislocation. I saw some YouTube videos of how to put together a dislocated shoulder, and I was trying to put that myself, but I couldn't. So I went to the doctor next day. So he took an X-ray and told me that it's not dislocation. Actually, my cartilage has completely gone. So actually, this shoulder should be replaced completely.
Oh.
So that's what he told me just a month before the Asian Championship.
And this thing happened because of your training?
Not because of my training, actually.
Okay.
See, I told you my bone is little different, so it has a bulge here inside. So when I lift normally, so that bulge part come and hits on that cartilage, and it's
okay.
So with time
Understood.
it has happened.
with time.
Okay.
This many years of time. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen to a shoulder.
Understood.
Maybe when you're very old, it might happen for a shoulder.
Right.
Because you're regularly training
So
and somehow you're using your left hand. That is why that movement is happening, and that is why.
Right.
So after that, I cannot lift my hand like this properly because I had the pain then.
Right.
So a month for Asian Championship, what I did, I completely tied it up like this, doctor. Then I started training only for one hand. So during the Asian Championship I removed the sling, I had the painkiller, and I managed to just hold it like this. But it was difficult for me to finish it because it will come and block it like this.
Got it.
So one funny incident happened, that is, I got the medal, so I was carrying the Indian flag. So this hand I couldn't lift properly, okay?
Oh.
So it was like this part of the flag was on the ground.
Oh.
So some people started commenting that you are dragging you should respect the flag, you should not drag the flag. They are right, but they don't know my condition, that's what they are saying.
Of course.
This was related to my injury on my left hand.
Got it.
But after that I met one doctor here in Hyderabad. So he, without surgery, he took stem cells on my left hand.
Oh, okay.
So the condition is now slightly better.
Better.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I think
now I don't know. In future maybe it will cause problems, but
of course.
now I'm trying to manage it.
I'm glad you, spoke about it because, obviously when it comes to the Indian flag, people are very, emotional about it. And I think you speaking about it, a lot of people who questioned you back then, maybe they have the answer now as to why you could not lift the flag properly.
But I was trying, okay.
Of course, I'm sure you were. I think it's amazing that even though you have a condition with your left hand, nothing has actually stopped you from doing what you love and actually killing it, right? I think for the viewers as well, I think if there should not be any excuse, be it physically or mentally, for you to stop doing what you love and keep at it. Like you mentioned, consistency is the key. That's always been the case for you as well, right? So be consistent, whatever you're doing, and eventually you'll reach greatness.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah. I also believe that way.
Yeah.
Being consistent.
I think we both are Sylvester Stallone fans. So yeah, that's true.
As we're discussing about injuries, a lot of beginners, when they get into arm wrestling, they do a lot. They want to become like the best in like few months of training. They will try everything of all the top athletes, right? And they get injured. So what are the top, things that a beginner can basically do to avoid such injuries, and what all type of injuries are there, that happen normally in arm wrestling?
Yeah, I myself did these things. That is wrong posture. That's the first thing that every beginner should avoid, because beginner, there is lot of fire. We are trying to achieve something. We should be strong in short span of life. We are thinking like that.
Correct.
So we do crazy exercises. We do weights without caring about the posture.
Correct.
I've seen people do deadlift like this, simply lifting. So first thing a beginner should know is train properly. Just care about your posture. Make sure that whatever you're doing it in the correct posture. And before that, you should always see that you warm up right.
Correct.
Warm up is very important. About myself, what I do, I before performing any exercises, I'll say an example before performing bicep curl. Other than the normal warm up that I do in the gym, I perform a lightweight bicep curl of 20 reps, so that my bicep and the part which I am moving for that exercise is specifically warmed up.
Makes sense.
So that's one tip from my experience that I can give them. Another thing is that the people think that they use drugs, PEDs and all, and they can become very strong in a short span of life.
Right.
But I am a person who does not advocate that. So actually that will spoil lives.
Of course.
So, and also, see, people, young people should be willing to take advices from good nutritionists or doctors before they do something.
Right.
So these are my basic suggestions, and always get your basics right before doing anything. You have many complex exercises in arm wrestling. Don't perform that. There is always a basic before a complex. You perfect the basics and then come into the complex. You'll gradually come into that.
Can you name a few exercises like that has helped you in your arm wrestling training?
For me, basically arm wrestling, I try to make my pronation as strong as possible. So people tend to get injured because pronation basically starts from this this way. So if you don't have enough strength on your wrist to
Wrist.
hold the weight,
Right.
so imagine the weight is coming this way.
Right.
This will twist and this will remain there.
Right.
Your wrist will get injured. So that's a tip for a beginner. But for me, it's the pronation and the back pressure.
Back pressure.
Always the basics. I care about the basics very much. I do pull-ups, push-ups and all. A lot of things. A lot of basic exercises I perform very continuously.
Right.
So that's what people should.
People like I've seen a lot of people like in at home also they do those hand grip exercises to make your forearm bigger and stronger. All of that helps in like arm wrestling.
Yeah, that helps up to an extent. They can make that. That's also a safe exercise. There are methods of doing it. Usually, when I see people do it with their wrist bent like this. Okay. To make it harder, if you bend your wrist like this and do, it's even more good. So there is a right way and a wrong way of performing an exercise. You can easily curl weights, but so you can lift the dumbbell like this. You can lift more weights,
Right.
but like this, you are doing it perfectly, but you may not be able to lift that weight.
That word.
So
I think next thing that I want to talk about is people talk about your style when you are when the day comes, competition day. What goes in your mind? How do you mentally train yourself? Like when the guy is maybe a little extra fit than you, maybe has won other several competitions before. Like how do you mentally beat that person first in your mind, and then show that person, okay, I'm the boss here.
mentally, the game is being played inside my mind. I am confident in my training. That's what makes me confident. If I have done something wrong or I have did some excuses in my training, definitely I'll be mentally down. I will feel that I cannot defeat that person.
Right.
Mentally I'll feel. But if we are physically very much prepared, then that mental thing automatically comes. I believe in that way. So,
Do the homework automatically.
yes, you'll be confident. That's what I think.
So is there any specific training that you do for that? Maybe, meditation, maybe yoga, so that you're calm when you're competing, because your death stare is also very, very, very famous, in the arm wrestling community. As soon as you see, that you're winning. You're waiting for that moment to, actually win, or you're just playing with that person for that matter.
Yeah, actually, that happens. I just look into the face. Some good camera angles will come. That's all. But yeah, see, I told you this. It's all about if I have trained well physically, if I have done my homework at the gym, that confidence automatically comes inside the match while entering the stage or something. Then some additional things also happen during that match day. Something comes from inside of us, that extra little strength will come. That will definitely help. That comes. I believe that all comes through this training.
Right. I think you're underplaying your death stare, because I've seen a lot of matches, right? And people are very animated because obviously they're putting a lot of effort in, while when they're arm wrestling, and you can see it on their face that that the guy is putting a lot of effort. But in your case, the number of matches that I've seen, you have a poker face, and that if I would have been your opponent, I would be very intimidated that I'm putting so much stress in arm wrestling, and I'm sure you are as well. I'm so animated and you have that poker face, so I will definitely be intimidated, right? So I think you're very underplaying your death stare. I think that's your USP.
My friends usually say that I don't express my emotions. Maybe.
But it's working in your favor. To be very honest,
Yeah.
as a spectator of the sport, when I'm looking at it from a third person, I think it's really working, and it adds to your cool factor as well, right?
Yeah, right.
I think the other thing that I want to also talk about here is we were also discussing this, why we haven't seen like any Indian person, in arm wrestling going and winning matches abroad. Like, do you think that there is something that either maybe the athletes are not getting that support, or there is any other reason? What do you think? Like, why Indians are not there right now in arm wrestling?
No, there are many Indian players right now. But the reason that you know me is because of a viral video. I would say that.
True.
But there are many great champions in India.
I'm sure.
One more medals that one more medals that than that I have won. Yeah, as you said, the support. I'll go to the past then. In the past, if you see, I did 15 years of arm wrestling. Then only I went for the world championship. See, 15 years, or during that period, I was at least 8 or 7 times national champion. So every year I was qualified for the world championship. But until 2019, I couldn't go. There are many arm wrestlers like that. Why 2019 I could participate for the world championship was because my company where I work in, they supported me. They helped me they asked me, you go and play. Like that. So
Did they sponsor you?
yeah, they sponsored me.
Nice.
So they pushed me, and I was able. And after going there, I was able to take my game to the next level, and that did benefit many young players now also. That's what I would say. So basically, after the national championship, see, everyone is very passion driven in arm wrestling. They don't expect anything back. They just want to play arm wrestling. They just want to be happy. They just want to win. That's all. They train hard. They come play arm wrestling. They win just a medal, not anything financial or something, but they become happy during those days. Okay. So after that, there is no competition. After nationals, they don't think about the other competition, the world or Asian, nothing they think about. So that's the full stop. But now I would say there is enough, more than enough support. The Pro Panja League has come in, and I told you that from 2016, the Kerala Sports Council has recognized arm wrestling as a game in Kerala. Soon it will be recognized as a game in India as well, because Pro Panja League and the PAFI, People's Arm Wrestling Federation of India, that is also Pro Panja League managed.
Okay.
So they run the arm wrestling now in India, and they within a few 3-4 years they became so much popular that the world arm wrestlers, the world level arm wrestlers, the outside world champions want to come to India and compete in the Pro Panja League.
Oh,
The table has turned.
Oh, is it? Nice.
So they want to come here and compete here now. So that's the scene now.
Okay.
Back then it was, we are not thinking about going there or doing things. Now they want to come here and play. I would like to give that credit to Pro Panja League for that.
Nice.
Because they have taken arm wrestling to that level, and in future it will be even higher.
Do you feel that arm wrestling could eventually be in major world, sporting events like the Commonwealth or the likes of Olympics? I mean, is that something that you feel that arm wrestling as a sport could actually reach that
Arm
stage?
wrestling as a sport definitely has the potential to be a game like that.
Okay.
Because that game is, arm wrestling have a set of definite rules,
Right.
and the arm wrestling is played very professionally.
Right.
But I don't know if it will come or not, because I don't know what politics is being played behind a game to come there.
Understood.
That is also there.
Understood.
It's not necessary that a game is good enough and it will direct. You should know, but there is something other than that also that we can control.
Understood.
I think a lot of youngsters, when they see you, they also want to get into arm wrestling. They also want to make a career in arm wrestling. Like currently, do you see that is it possible to do that in India?
Like a full-time.
Like full-time
Yes.
arm wrestler, it is possible.
Full. That is becoming possible. That is, I feel that in future that will become possible because I already said because of this Pro Panja league.
Right.
Because if you see the Kabaddi league,
Yeah, that has turned tables for Kabaddi for sure.
the same thing is going to happen to arm wrestling. I feel they started the Pro Panja league. It's already have good ratings and it's being watched by many people. Even I was surprised because my friend came and told her client is a consumer court judge. So she went to meet him. So he was talking about arm wrestling to her.
Oh,
And he was talking about me also. I was also very happy.
Nice.
I don't know that person.
Ah.
So he was watching Pro Panja League.
Oh, okay.
So that's why. So I think many people are watching and obviously many youngsters are coming into the game.
Right. So I think I did mention earlier as well because I think where Pro Panja League actually becomes exciting for a viewer is because again duration is very short.
Yes.
Right, and it's highly engaging.
Yes.
Right, and obviously testing strength.
Yeah,
one
right.
person going against another in a short span of time. I think nothing can be more engaging and exciting for a viewer from outside, right?
Yes,
If you watch, say, a kabaddi game or an IPL match, it obviously is for goes on for a couple of hours, right? When it comes to Pro Panja League, obviously the duration is less. So I think, in my opinion, it's highly engaging.
Yeah, yes.
I've seen a couple of matches and I mean, there's a lot of drama happening around it, obviously, but I think it's very exciting. I think thanks to Pro Panja League, I think, a lot of new talent, a lot of people want to actually get into arm wrestling.
Yes.
Nice, interesting.
Many people are messaging me in Instagram and all, how to come to Pro Panja League, how to come to Pro Panja League. I'm
Nice.
also very happy about that. Because now people want to come into arm wrestling.
One thing before we move on to the next section, does every state has obviously teams, right? And every state, be it north, south, everybody has their own different diet and training regime and stuff like that. Do you feel that there is there's a difference in the way people are in terms of their general strength when it comes to somebody from, say, a north? Like, say, for instance, people say that people from Punjab or Haryana are built in a certain way, right? Versus somebody who's not from north or not from some other part of India. Does that also play a role in the genetics when it comes to arm wrestling?
Yes. Genetics, it plays a role in arm wrestling, okay?
Right.
So imagine somebody has bigger hands than
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
And he's in the same weight category as me.
Exactly.
This happened to me last time.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me, from my perspective, it's difficult to pronate him.
Right.
Because he has good grab of my hand.
Yes.
But I generally believe in my training.
Of course.
But it plays a role.
It plays
really
a role.
plays a role. Long hand, it is easy to come in.
Right.
Short hand, if you get inside the hand, it's easy. It's not easy to get out of that hand. Short hand.
Correct.
Every hand has its own, but generally genetics plays a good role in arm wrestling. I think in every game.
I think in every sport it does make a difference.
In swimming, if you take, genetics plays a role.
Right.
If you have longer hands in boxing, you can reach them.
Right.
Genetic plays a role in every game.
when we talk about arm wrestling, I also want to understand what is the ratio of females versus male maybe. Are there any female players, arm wrestlers in India?
I'll say
on the top maybe in Pro Panja League?
Yeah, definitely there are many. Pro Panja League is a league which, see in arm wrestling, female and male players are there. I'll say an example. In last Kerala State Championship, no, there were close to, I said 1,300 players, no. So there were almost 300 to 400 female players.
Oh wow,
So that's a good number.
that's a good number.
Yeah. So in the national level, if you see, there is a female. See, same as the male category, there is a female category also. So in every category, there is 2 women from a state, and there is competition for sub juniors, juniors, seniors, and youth. So,
Got it.
So it's when you consider the number, obviously more males are playing, but females are also there. Good number of females are coming in also.
Like in bodybuilding, we have Arnold, we have, Cutler, Jay Cutler, we have C-Bum. All of these people are like the legendary, the GOAT OG bodybuilders. Similarly, are there any, arm wrestlers, the OG ones? Can you name some of your favorite arm wrestlers in India from, or maybe from, outside?
Yeah, I'd say John Brissing. He's an American arm wrestler. So he's considered as the GOAT,
Okay.
greatest of all time. So
I think I've seen him compete.
he has acted in that over the top movie also.
Yeah.
John Brissing. Even now he is playing.
He's still
Yes,
competing.
I think he's
Wow.
close to 60 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Then there is in the worldwide, if I say, Engin Terzi. He's also a 14-time world champion.
Wow.
I think he's 45, 50 years old now. 50, 55, I don't know. Still, maybe he'll come and compete.
Wow, that's amazing.
So there are people like that. Even in India, I'll say there are many. I'll say Samir VT is there.
Okay.
So he's 45 years of old age.
Wow.
Still, he's playing in the league. So there are many people who has been playing like that. I'll say
And any young player that you see, like comparatively young star,
Upcoming.
upcoming emerging star that you
yeah,
see
now
in the
nowadays,
industry?
no, I'll say that the youth players are dominating all the category. See, I'll say in my own category, I was beaten by Shivajit last in the league. I got injured while playing with him.
Okay.
So he is one of the best players, and he has become the overall champion. Means he beat all weight category guys in Kerala State last.
Wow. Where is he from?
He's from Kerala.
Oh, nice. Wonderful.
So then there is other players like Steve. They're all 21, 22 years old. So very good potential, good genetics, and they are working hard as well.
Working hard.
There is Tejas. He's from Kerala. I'll say there is Mazahir. He's the strongest arm wrestler in India right now.
Wow.
I don't think anyone can beat him.
Right. And these are all 21, 22 years of age?
Mazahir is almost 30.
30.
He used to train with me.
Yeah. Okay.
From 2013.
Got it.
So now he's the strongest. He's the best heavyweight player in India.
And what weight category does he?
He is 110 plus.
Oh, okay. This guy must be huge.
Yes. He's also a chartered accountant. He's also working arm wrestling.
Lovely.
Just like you.
Yeah.
And arm
How do you manage your work and your love for arm wrestling? Because like you said, you do about 3 hours of training. And
so evening time is the time that I try to train for arm wrestling.
Okay.
So as I said, I have good support from my company where I work in.
Lovely.
So also I try to finish my work that is in Saturday, Sundays.
Okay.
I sit down and work. If I have any pending work, I finish that.
Nice.
And there is good support from family also. So that's how I do.
You mentioned your coach, like when we started this discussion. Like, are you still in touch with this coach, or is this coach still coaching you, or how is it?
He's my best friend actually now.
Oh, nice.
So every day I call him. Maybe I'll see him also every day. So we are very well connected.
Okay.
And even now he gives me tips. So even now I'll say that I'm learning arm wrestling.
Hmm.
So because even a new person who comes for training, he'll have an opinion.
Of course.
He'll have a different vision of how to do.
Right.
So I always listen to them also,
Hmm.
and I try to do that. It has helped.
I think that's a very important thing that you just mentioned. Nowadays, what I see, when it comes to bodybuilding as well, people go to the gym, right? And after say 2-3 years of training, they seem to, be in this state that they know it all. And if somebody, maybe who's a senior, tries to coach them or tell them that this is something that you should change in the way you're working out, or in the form, your form is incorrect, people don't listen. That's a big problem. And today also, I've been working out for a couple of years, and today also, if somebody comes up to me and tells me that maybe if you can just change the inclination of the bench to certain degrees, say 15 degrees, the effect would be slightly better. I'll be absolutely open to to giving it a try. It may or may not suit me, or may not benefit me, but I will definitely do it. That's the thing that I've seen today. People, they don't listen. Is that a thing that you also feel that in when it comes to arm wrestling as well, the youngsters, are they open to suggestions?
See, there are youngsters.
Yeah.
See, they see me as a very experienced person. So I go and say, okay, they listen. But I don't know how they are when other youngsters say to them.
Yeah.
But in my case, I'll say, even if I am doing I train for my triceps,
right,
or my shoulder.
Right.
I always ask my trainer, am I doing right? Is my posture right?
Right.
See, I have been going to gym for 20 years, but
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. But I
Of course.
always ask him, I take suggestions.
Right.
I don't care if he is young or old or nothing. He has a knowledge, that's why he's standing there.
Right. So, talking about wrist strength and forearm strength. So there was this the video I was watching. Use of a rice bucket. You put your hand inside it, and then you start twisting and turning your wrist. Is that something that people do when it comes to strengthening your wrists and forearms in maybe a bucket of sand or maybe a bucket of rice?
Yeah, that's something you can do to condition your hand,
Okay.
What I think is that for your wrist is like your calf muscle.
Right.
So your forearm is like your calf muscle. Okay?
Right.
So what I do is I specifically perform more number of sets.
Okay.
With a decent weight. A weight which I can perform that exercise perfectly.
But more number of times, the repetitions
number
go
of
up.
times.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. And there are specific movements. You can move your wrist like this, etc. Train in all movements.
Understood.
You should train in all movements.
Understood.
Basically, when you go to a gym, you see only this.
Yeah.
You ignore this,
Right.
and all. You should train overall.
Okay.
We see a lot of like influencers doing like heavy bicep curls, and lifting a lot of weight, and all of that actually helps, or all of that is just showing to people that how much weight I can lift.
It helps actually, but you have the risk of an injury. See, there is a specific exercise called arm wrestling deadlift.
Arm wrestling deadlift.
That is, you keep your hand like this and you lift the weight from the floor like this. See how I used to put the karate judo belt here, and I used to lift 95 kilos in one hand like this. Why putting here, not on my arm? Okay. On my arm, I could lift 70 kilos. I have posted that video on my Instagram account. But now, when I see to that, that was big foolish thing that I used to do.
Yeah.
Lifting such huge weight from the ground like this. There is a very good chance that you'll get a back injury.
Correct.
But now, since I have little more, I have matured from that little more. I see that I perform this on the table rather than lifting on the ground, from the ground, it's even more safe to perform it on the table because you're pulling it like this, not like this. That's the thing. So even I have done that, but it helps. Helps means I have experienced that while I did that, I got stronger fast. But
there's a chance of injury as well. So
there's
you
a
have
good
to be
chance of
cautious.
injury. Even I got the injury. Injury will definitely come.
I think the bottom line here is that you can perform heavyweights as long as you're not breaking your form or doing it in an improper way.
Exactly.
You mentioned people using drugs, people using steroids, people using PDs in the sport, right? Of course, you don't promote all of that. But is it like a thing in arm wrestling? Like athletes do take drugs to perform better at the competition? Like, and is there any testing that all these different federations, right? Do they do any specific testing for this?
Yeah. So personally, I haven't seen anyone take these PEDs, but I know it's being there. It's there because when you go for a national championship, you can see inside the bathroom, you can see syringes. Maybe I have seen many times. And if you ask me if it is controlled, yes, it is controlled. So NADA and WADA for the World Championship. So, but I attended a session last year when I was there for the Pro Panja League. So from the NADA people, they came and took a session. So what I understood from that is that to perform this testing, right? The kit itself is very expensive. That is a bottle. So they test the urine. So that bottle that they use, that costs I think more than 50,000 rupees one bottle. So it's not practically possible to test 1,000 athletes. Not every athlete can be tested. What can be done is they can doubt someone, random testing can be done.
Testing.
Maybe one from each category.
Maybe
like
that is also expensive. Maybe so many categories are there. But random testing. What I have seen World Championship is that they test some random people. They publish the result on their website. They will be banned for 1 or 2 years. But random means everyone should be aware that even I or you can be tested.
Of course.
So that should be enough.
Yeah. So I think you better stay away from all of this and so I think the key takeaway here is patience and consistency is what you want to.
Also, I think the athlete should be well educated about the supplementation also because they are getting supplements for low price from somewhere. You see in the WADA and NADA, it's not only about the PEDs or drugs.
Okay.
Because they have a list of supplements. Even there are diuretics. You can't use that. That's banned.
Okay.
Caffeine, after a certain amount, if you find it in NADA test, they will take it as a ban.
Okay.
So there are things like that. So there are banned supplements, banned ingredients inside the supplements. There are things like that. So actually, I think even I'm not only talking about the PEDs, but the player should be well educated about on what is safe to use and what is not safe to use.
Correct.
But about the PEDs, I know that's being running inside the game. I personally have not used it in my 20 years of arm wrestling life. And I only believe in training. That's my core belief. I told you until 2017 I never used even protein powder. My background was like that. My gym like that.
So you see a lot of international athletes, we see a lot of international athletes on our Instagram reels, like Devin Larratt, there is Dennis, Levon, all these big names. So have you ever met them? Have you trained with them? Do you want to share some, maybe you learned anything from them? Do you want to share that?
Yeah, I have met them. I have met Devon. I have met Levan Shegnashvili. Thanks to Larry Wheels and the Dubai club when he was there. So people used to come there So I went there. I had a chance to meet them.
Lovely.
Very good people there, and they also share their experiences, their training, etc. They share. They also we had sparring sessions with them, so we get to know how strong they are. So that I was lucky about that.
Any specific thing that you learned from them? Maybe if you can share that.
After a certain see, if I'm an arm wrestler, okay. So you're a beginner, okay. I can easily defeat you. But after a certain level, what matters is strength in arm wrestling. That's what is my conclusion about arm wrestling. People think that is technique, no. We both are competing. We both are same level of athletes. Then what matters is the strength.
And endurance, of course.
Yeah, endurance. Yes.
So in MuscleBlaze, we talk about Zidd. We all are Ziddis working here, right? What was your Zidd moment in your life that you want to share with everyone?
Yeah. So I'll say one. During the 2019 national championship, no, I was playing that. So I got defeated by a guy. Then one more defeat I would lose. Okay. Then in the loser semi-final there is. If you qualify for that only, then you'll go into the finals. Then again, you need to go into the finals. So the guy who defeated me is already in the finals. So his name is Tridib Medi, okay? He's there in the finals. He was already an Asian medalist then in 2019. So in the semi-finals, what happened? While pulling a Mizoram guy, I got cramp. While pulling, I got a cramp on my this place.
Abdomen.
Yeah, abdomen. Below the abdomen. Pelvic. I was playing. I got the cramp. I couldn't move at all. What I did, I just waited there until he gives up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gave up. I defeated him. Then immediately I took the hand. I fell down.
Oh,
Behind the scene because the cramp was so severe.
Okay.
So the next day, nobody was expecting me to win. Next day, I came in. Finals. I had to play with Riddhi Medi, so I had to defeat him 2 times to be the champion.
Okay.
So I defeated him 2 times. That was also very aggressive match. Okay, back and forth it came. Then I was finally able to defeat him. Another thing which I consider as an achievement is that defeating Ebin Kurian. So he is one of the greatest arm wrestlers that India has seen.
Okay.
Greatest light middleweight arm wrestler because he is 75-80 kilos. I was 70 kilos. So I think I have faced him at least 10 times. All the time I lose. I can do anything with him. But in 2019, I managed to defeat him. Even though he is in a higher weight class, that matters. But defeating him is what I consider it as a big thing. Because,
like a benchmark for yourself.
Yeah, because he's a great arm wrestler.
Because I was going to ask you, 20 years of career, right?
Yeah.
Who do you consider the toughest competition? I believe you've answered that.
Yeah, yes. And currently there are new people. Okay, I told you Shivajit is there in my category. So last time I told my bicep got injured, I played with him and got injured. So he's also very. You talked about genetics. His genetics is freaking good. His hands are like this long. He covers it like this.
There's one more thing that you talked about, which was giving free training to people who cannot afford or want to basically learn but do not have the mean to learn arm wrestling. And you're doing that, you're giving that free training. Like, do you want to talk about that as well?
It's not free training that I give. Actually, I personally, I started from the gym from 12th standard. So that gym, it's life gym at Edapalli. So we conduct practices there during Sundays. So there are 40 to 50 students. They're coming there for practice. So it's not me. They are providing, and I am also a part of it. So I go there most Sundays when I'm free. I share my knowledge with them. Also take knowledge from them. It's a mutual session actually.
It was lovely talking to you, Rahul.
Right.
I think everyone in the audience will, after this podcast, they'll learn more about arm wrestling. They'll get more connected with the community. Techniques that you talked about, your setbacks, and how you have been doing this since last 20 years. Commendable, and hats off to you. And thank you so much for sparing some time to do this with us.
And thank you for giving me this platform.
Of course.
Actually, because I told many things, I discussed many things, many personal things, many people don't know many things. So this platform I consider it as a huge blessing that I could express myself to all others, and I believe that it will be fruitful for the youngsters also.
I hope you
Thank you.
continue arm wrestling till 50, 60 years of age, till whatever age you can, because I think you're an inspiration for a lot of people.
That's my
And,
actually my ambition is to become a WAF world champion. One day,
What is that?
WAF, WAF,
WAF.
World Arm Wrestling Federation world champion. So they conduct the toughest arm wrestling matches in the world.
Lovely.
So after the nationals, you qualify for that.
Right.
So actually, my ambition is that and I feel that every arm wrestlers, youngsters out there, they should aspire to become a champion at the WAF and highlight the name of our country there.
Of course.
So that's what I also aspire.
MuscleBlaze will always be there to promote talent like you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rahul, for being here. It was lovely having you, and you inspired a lot of people, I'm sure, through this platform. I can personally vouch for myself that me and him are personally, very inspired. So thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for these kind words. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me once again. Okay.